All right, hey, computer scientists. Time today for lesson 2 in plotting shapes. We're going to be using drawing shapes version A today. And what you're going to want to do is check your answers with that. Don't just go look at it. Just check your answers with that, and you'll want to do this lesson first. This is where all the fun stuff happens. So here we go. Version A. This lesson explores the challenges of communicating how to draw with shapes and use a tool that introduces how this problem is approached in GameLab. The class uses a GameLab tool to interactively place shapes in GameLab's 4x400 grid. So let's take a look at that and just move on. I'm going to pause. So in GameLab, here's how things kind of work. You run, and the GameLab grid works on a 0, 0 to 400, 400. It's still X and Y. As you can see, the numbers down at the bottom here are changing. Look underneath show grid, you can see numbers change. As you move down, the Y changes faster, and as you move right, the X changes. This is a 0, 0, 400. All the numbers are positive in this world that you're going to be working with. Not necessarily the same way as you see during math class, and that's okay. That's totally okay. So if you want to, if you like precision and you just want to see the grid a little bit better, so here's how you can click the grid. If you want more of a challenge, you can unclick that. So go ahead and take a moment and practice using this. You press the shape first, and then the color, and then you place it. Shape, color, place. Shape, color, place. And that's how this works. If you already have a shape chosen and you just want to go to green now, so it doesn't necessarily work. Shape, color, and it disappears. Shape, color, shape, color, shape, color. All right, so play around with it for a moment. Now that you've had a chance to play around with that, I'm going to press reset and make it all go away. So we click run. We're not ready to finish this yet. So what you're going to do with me is you're going to do a project, and I'm going to give you coordinates so that you can practice doing this. Okay, and then you're going to test your answers with looking at the worksheet that comes with this particular project. So what I'm going to do is give you coordinates, and you are going to place them. So there's two things I need you to know. One, red, green, and blue. And two, I'm going to be calling all of these ellipse. Rectangle. And all of these ellipse. So I'm not going to be saying circle. I'm going to be saying ellipse. And I'm going to be calling this a rectangle, not necessarily a square. So the very first thing, you're going to do square red. Okay, and you're going to place that at 100, 100. So you're going to find 100, 100 and place it there. If it's not exact, at least you're trying. Okay, so you got red ellipse. Guess what? I was wrong, wasn't I? Okay, red ellipse at 100, 100. See how you do that? Okay, that's the first one. The next one is a red ellipse at 200, 100. Now, I'm not going to do this one. Well, actually, I will do this one. I won't do the rest of them for you. So, ellipse, red at 200, 100. Okay? All right. Now I've shown you the first that example. Next, a blue ellipse at 150, 150. Blue ellipse, 150, 150. And if you need to pause while you get it exactly in the right place, that's totally fine. Go ahead and do that. Blue ellipse, 150, 150. Next, be a green rectangle at 50, 200. I'll say it again. Green rectangle at 50, 200. Once again, if you need to pause so you can find it, that's great. Next, green rectangle at 100, 250. Green rectangle at 100, 250. Feel free to pause so that you can get it exactly right. If you don't want to get it exactly right, that's fine. If you're a little bit close, that's great. Next, a green rectangle at 150, 250. Green rectangle at 150, 250. You can pause if you need. And then finally, green rectangle at 200, 200. Green rectangle at 200, 200. Feel free to pause that while you get that exactly right. I'm going to pause just for a second. All right, and if you got a shape that looks like this, you are right on. As long as it looks mostly like this, that's fine. And awesome, way to go. So in order, we are going to make another shape together. So in order to get rid of this, we just click reset, and we click run to start again. All right, here are the coordinates for the second shape. Now we are going to do this again. This is for your benefit. So make sure that you follow along and do this as necessary. So the first is a blue rectangle. Blue rectangle, and it goes at 100, 100. Blue rectangle at 100, 100. Next, do a red ellipse at 250, 200. Red ellipse at 250, 200. And remember, you can pause this at any time to make sure you get it exactly right, because some people want to be exactly right, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make sure that you know you can pause it. Next, red ellipse at 100, 300. Red ellipse at 100, 300. And let's make another red ellipse at 100, 100. A red ellipse at 100, 100. Okay, now we're on blue rectangle. Let's do one at 100, 300. Blue rectangle at 100, 300. If you're wondering why we didn't just do two blue rectangles at once, it's because if you do, then whatever shape goes up second, so let's do this, do a red rectangle, blue circle. Whatever goes up second, see how it overlaps? So I did that on purpose. We want to make sure we don't overlap something. And then next is a green rectangle at 250, 200. A green rectangle at 250, 200. All right, and what you wanted was an image that looks like what we have going on here, where you have the red overlapping blue, blue overlapping red, and red being overlapped by green here. Meanwhile, the red are always at the top left corner. So your second image should look like this, and if so, that's awesome. If not, just make some changes, get used to it, and be ready to see that go well in the future. So as we look at the activity guide, the second page 2 of that has draw your own. So you can draw your own here. And then maybe you can have, or have a parent draw one, and then they give you the coordinates to put your ellipses and rectangles down. Or you do that and have them do it, and you can teach them how all of these coordinates work. And then answer the questions at the bottom. And the key here is that you participate and you do this. It's really good practice. You're going to be coding, and you're going to really need to know where the ellipses go and how big they are and that sort of thing later on. This is a lesson in the grand scheme of everything, and doing each one will help you make sure that you're successful in the next lesson. I hope you enjoy this. I think this is one of the more fun parts, and even if you were a little bit frustrated, that's okay. It will get better. You'll find success, and that's what's important. Thanks a lot. See you later.